What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Etrian Odyssey HD. So we're here on the final floor of the main storyline, B25. I left off right here in the last episode. I didn't go any farther off screen. Let's go ahead and continue through B25. Will I be able to beat the game on Expert? I guess we'll see. Should be able to. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. But we're not going to be done after beating the final boss. Because we got post-game after that. We might be able to get to the final boss in this episode, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it's at, so. I'm guessing it's on this floor somewhere, right? Well, we're getting to a wide open area here. Okay, I'm gonna take time to restore my TP with TP Regen. I've already showed how to do this. You kill all the enemies except for one, and then you just spam Defender or Immunize until your TP's up. So I'm gonna do that. But I gotta kill all the other enemies first. Oh crap. I don't have enough TP to have to physically attack them here. I didn't have enough TP to use Thor. Yeah, you just kill all the enemies except one. And then you heal first if you need healing. And then just do Defender. And there you go. And you just defend, and you'll restore TP every turn, and this will save you from having to use items. Is it worth doing? That's up to you. But it is pretty fast. You don't even really have to get Defender going either, really. It's just a bonus if you do, because you take less damage. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm getting my TP back pretty quickly. So I'm gonna do this off screen, and I'll be right back whenever I'm done. Whenever my TP is up enough where I'm satisfied. Alright, and then once you're done getting your TP up to enough, you can just go ahead and finish off the enemy. And there you go. As simple as that. And we're up to 69. Nice. Okay. Okay, we got more of these enemies. We got ambushed by them again. Just like on B13. Except they're different dials, of course. I'm gonna have to use a Amrita here. If I have to, I'll just go back to town. I'm not really worried too much about it. It won't take me long to get back here, so. It is a lot faster in this version of the game to get back to where you need to go because of the speed up and everything, so. The speed up is very nice. I don't think the speed up was in the original game, but I don't know if it was or not. Alright, there we go, 69. I guess I'll just get sight up. I don't really care. Quicken, I guess. Bring it on, fool. Oops, I didn't mean to use quicken there, but oh well. It moved quicken to the top of the list. Multi-shots on the second list now. Dang, man. So difficult. As you tread what seems to be the deepest part of the forest, you find a massive door. You search for its handle, but stop when a voice suddenly speaks out. Oh, it's the leader of Etria, the chieftain or whatever. Mark well my words before you open the door. Chieftain whom you spoke to so often in Radha Hall appears, a grave look on his face. He moves to stand between you and the door as he speaks. You have done well to defeat such skilled warriors as the forest folk, Rin, and Talatska. Truly, none who have traveled the Yggdrasil labyrinth are your equals. Come with me to town, and I'll see to it you receive the fame and fortune you deserve. Even promise tempts you, but your gaze is still drawn to the massive door. Yeah. You stand torn between taking him up on the offer and finding the truth behind the door. Ask what lies beyond the door? Yes. Beyond that door, the chieftain barks a hollow laugh and seems to choose his words very carefully. Are the truth of Yggdrasil? Will you be the ones to finally witness the labyrinth secrets? His tone becomes harsh, as if to reproach you for daring to ask. If you wish to know the things I know, then by all means go through the door. But if you're not willing to stake your life on the truth, then don't waste your time. Chieftain falls silent, then slowly disappears beyond the door standing before you. If you enter, be prepared in exchange for your lives. I will tell you the labyrinth secrets. The door swings firmly closed on the chieftain's words. Your heart pounding, you think carefully before deciding your next move. There is still time to prepare in town before pursuing the chieftain through the door. Well, I have ways to store my TP, so maybe we just go ahead and go. Now, I'm not going to be able to fully restore my TP, but I can restore most of it. And we can just try the battle. If I can't win, I can just go back to town or whatever. Buy more healing items and everything, and then try it again. But I think since we have immunize, we should be good. I quick saved it, so here we go. You produce the piece of metal given to you by the two adventurers. As you bring it near the door, the noise of a lock lifting sounds through the passage. Alright guys. Long, long ago, a civilization greater than our own flourished. Its people had solved all the world's mysteries and had power to rival the gods. This power was called science. Mankind gained dominion over nature and life itself, but humanity's technology also cast a dark shadow over its future. Their forecasts and projections increasingly showed their own imminent demise. In destroying the environment, humans were making their own habitat unlivable. The danger was realized too late, and billions died in the resulting climate change. Mankind faced extinction, but there were those who refused to give up and kept fighting. The Yggdrasil project was formed to augment and restore nature with human technology. Named for the mythological tree of life, the project hoped to purify the contaminated earth. Its lead researcher worked tirelessly, collecting data to contribute to the project, but all the while the deaths continued. The researcher lost his teammates, and soon after that, his wife and child. But he never gave up. He continued his research. At long last, he was able to synthesize a compound that would heal the land. But his experiments showed that a full recovery would still take thousands of years. To see the Yggdrasil project through would take more time than mankind had left. The despairing researcher considered his options. As the last researcher alive, he felt an obligation to see the culmination of their work. In order to finish the job, the researcher took Yggdrasil power into himself. He relinquished his humanity to be forever fused with the great world tree. Holy crap. So he fused with Yggdrasil, right, to save the world, but actually Yggdrasil is actually evil, right? It's not actually saving the world, it's destroying the world. I'm assuming. I was that man. Oh, the chieftain. The chieftain merged with the tree. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, so in actuality, the chieftain's evil, just as I said earlier. He's trying to destroy the world, not restore it. Or at least, maybe he was tricked into thinking it was going to save the world, but in actuality, it was going to destroy the world. It was attempting to destroy the world. So, either he knew or was tricked into it. So, I am Yggdrasil's guardian, the only survivor of my era. I led the project to revive the Earth, and now I serve as the god's executor. Adventurers, you now know the mysteries of the Yggdrasil labyrinth. Alas, these secrets are too delicate to be let out of their cage down here. I bear you no malice, but I cannot allow you to leave the labyrinth alive. In dying, let your blood fertilize the land. Live forever of Yggdrasil. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's final boss time. We got the primitive attack. Wow. Etrian. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna do provoke, we're gonna do boost, immunize, we're gonna do boost, flame, and then boost, Apollon. It doesn't even flinch when you hit it. We're gonna boost the Fender, I think. Or no, I'm gonna boost Smite. We're gonna do some damage to it. Flame and then multi-hit. 1300 damage. Well, Smite did a lot too. No fun, my beneficial effects. It's okay. We'll get it going again. It had to use its whole turn to do that, so. Wow, 2000 damage, and it flicked a status element on it too. Oh, that flicked the status element on it too. Weird that you can afflict status elements on bosses, but I'm not used to that, because in Final Fantasy you can't really do that. I like that though. Like, I think, what's the point in putting status elements in a game if you're just gonna make bosses that are immune to them? Like, it kind of makes the status elements pointless, because they're not good against random encounters. Because what's the point in putting status elements on random encounters? It doesn't do anything. Like, it's no point, because they're too weak to even matter. So status elements are only good against bosses. For that reason. You got 2 turns to immunize, but the boss is almost dead. It has an AoE, but it doesn't really matter because we have immunize. Do we win? Was that it? Is there like a second form or something? Or did we just beat the final boss? For defeating it, you get 30,000 EXP and a shroud. Let's see if this is the end, though. I don't know if it will. There's a distant shattering. The small but clear sound marked the end of the world they knew. The body of Etria's chieftain rolled down from the mighty tree Yggdrasil. The emotions giving strength to the tree faded. The chieftain's corpse bore the signs as well. After 1,000 years of life, his cold shell lay shall on the ground in the forest floor, I think it said. Yggdrasil had stopped moving. Gotta read very fast. There was no way for them to know how much of the ruined world had been purified, but they resolved not to give up, reasoning that trials existed to be overcome. The adventurers who had traveled all this way would no longer fear any obstacles. Though one adventure was over, they made a pact that day. One adventure was over, they made a pact that day. Their new purpose was to save the earth and spread Yggdrasil's truth to others. That's it. Have you heard? Some explorers finally solved the labyrinth's mystery. I think you know them. I always knew Toes guys do it. Let's go give them Big Heroes welcome home. So those kids made it back safe from the labyrinth, but the chieftains disappeared. This town was that man's whole life, you know. Must be a good reason he's not coming back. I see, and it is up to us to watch over Etria and the chieftain's steed. You'd like that. We'll do our part too. We're interested to see what Razorco does next. Also, so they might be in the next game. So the chieftain disappeared, and so he'll probably be in the next game or something because he's not dead. Because they just said he disappeared. So he'll probably be in maybe part 2. I wonder if we'll see some of these other characters as well in part 2. I never played part 2, so I don't remember. I don't know. But anyway, time for my review of Etrian Odyssey HD. So, for graphics, I was looking at the Game Boy, or not the Game Boy, the DS version, and the graphics are insanely better than what they were on the DS version. So I'm gonna give the graphics like I don't see how they could have made it any better, you know. Like the graphics are really good, so I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 in graphics. Music, you know, I'm shocked. Like the music in this game is really good, like Final Fantasy quality music. Is it better than Final Fantasy? That's arguable. So I'll give the music a 9.5 instead of a 10. Because I don't think it's close to Final Fantasy, but I don't think it's on that level yet. Quite. It's not quite there. It's almost, though. It's almost as good as Final Fantasy. It is better than Suikoden music. I'll say that much. So better than Suikoden music, but not as good as Final Fantasy. But still, 9.5 is really good. Gameplay. 10 out of 10. Like, the gameplay is absolutely amazing in this game. I love how old school it is. I love the skill system where you can put points into skills and all that stuff. It's just a lot to like about the skill system. And then I like, instead of getting instead of getting money from enemies, you get item drops from enemies, and you turn around and go and sell the items that you get. And it unlocks pieces of armor, weapons, you know, accessories and items. I like that as well. It gives you a reason to fight multiple, so like, let's say you get a drop from a foe, right? You may need 2 of that item, so you have to go back and fight the foe again. So I like that. It's got some Metroidvania in that respect, because you have to go back to the old areas again, you know. And that's something else. You got those crystals, right? You get the clear key and the purple key, right? And you can go through those crystals, and it unlocks like other parts of the dungeons. So I like that as well. So a lot of going back and exploring, you know. I like that. And then if I was to rate story, the story doesn't matter really. I mean, like, you don't play these games for the story, I don't think. Like, it's just, I'd probably give it like a 6 or something if I was to rate the story. I don't usually rate storylines in games, but if I had to, it'd be like a 6. But I do rate games and how in depth they are. And what I mean by in depth is how much content's in the game. Like, is the game long? Is there a lot of side quests and everything? And there definitely is in this game. So I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 in depth as well. So overall, I think it's slightly better than a 9.5. So I'd give the game a 9.7 out of 10. I think the game's deserving of that. Um, I give a lot of games 9.5s, and a lot of games I like anyway. And this game I absolutely loved. Like, my top 10, this may actually be in the top 10. Like, I'm not even kidding. But I don't want to say that yet because we got to play the other games first, and maybe there's going to be some of the other games are going to be better than this. So I would only want to put one of the games in the top 10 in my top 10 list. So I'd have to figure out which one of these Etrian Odyssey games is the best, and then uh, pick which one's the best, and then put that in my top 10. So we won't put it in the top. I won't put it in the top 10 yet, but it it definitely should be for sure. But I don't. There's going to be probably one of the other ones that are going to be better. Like part 2 might be better, part 3 might be better. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm gonna reserve my choice in putting it in the top 10 until later. But yeah, we're definitely it's definitely an amazing game. I wish I had beat it. I wish I'd beat the DS version. I hate that I didn't beat the DS version. Like I kind of upset with myself that I didn't beat it before. I don't know what the new game is. Yeah, I guess it's New Game Plus, I guess. But apparently there is another 10 more floors that we gotta do. Or no, 5 more floors, excuse me. So we're not done yet. We're not done with the playthrough yet. But that's my review of Etrian Odyssey HD. 9.7 out of 10. I think it's very much deserving of that. I think they did an amazing job on the HD version. If this was the DS version, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Because I did play the DS version, I just never completed it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching this playthrough of Etrian Odyssey. We're not done yet though. If you want to stick around for the post game, you're more than welcome to watch those videos whenever I post them. But if you just came for the main storyline, that's it. And I'll be playing tons of other games. So like I'm currently uploading for Final Fantasy 16 if you want to watch that. But yeah, I'll get the post game footage. We'll probably start tomorrow. Yeah, so post game tomorrow, and I'll continue to upload the post game until the game is complete. Once the game is 100% complete, we will move on to Etrian Odyssey 2 HD. So look forward to all that coming. Thank you guys for watching this main playthrough, and look forward to the post game and part 2 later.